Would you buy a used radio commercial from this man? I ask you. I can remember back when John Hartnett was the manager of WSVL. How many of you can remember that? All the way back then. Seeing Ralph. Now, John was successful at times selling Ralph radio time. In fact, it's called spot announcements. And Ralph, how many times has John told you that a leopard can't change his spots? And you're right about John being late a lot. In fact, somebody tonight must have told him it started at 5:30 if he was here at 6:30 tonight. I'd like to close with this letter. Dear John, I wanted to add a special note of congratulations as you were honored this evening on the occasion of your retirement. As you look back over many years of achievement with WSVL, there must be much satisfaction in recalling the development of so many ideas and projects which you initiated and saw through to completion. Although, along with your devotion to your career, you have also found time to commit yourself to the needs of your community. You have been a great asset to the community of Shelbyville in broadcasting many public service events and in serving on numerous boards and committees outside of the broadcasting industry. It is deeply moving to be praised by your colleagues, family, and friends, and I'm proud to join those who have gathered to honor you this evening. Best wishes to you and Irene in all your future endeavors. Sincerely, signed Dick, Richard G. Lugar, United States Senator. Oh, I forgot to tell you there's a P.S. on that letter. Many thanks for all the free radio commercials through the years. And aren't we glad the FCC didn't find out? I'm kidding. We don't need Radiogate, do we? The following is a telegram that came in today, and the person who sent this telegram, today signed a letter, and you will be receiving a letter from this person that was signed today. And it is from somebody whose radio program the radio station used to carry. It's not from Earl Nightingale, and it's not from Ken Meeker. It's to John Hartnett. Congratulations on your retirement as Executive Vice President and General Manager of WSVL Radio. I am pleased to join with your friends and colleagues in wishing you well on this occasion. Your career has been marked by outstanding dedication and achievement, earning you the respect of all who know you. I have many happy memories of my years in radio, and I know what an exciting and rewarding experience such a career can be. Nancy joins me in sending our best wishes for continued success and happiness. Ronald Reagan.
Thank you, Mark, very much.
Reverend?
I forgot something. Do you know how WSVL came into being? How many remember WSRK? That was the old radio station, and the reason they went defunct was on Columbus Day one time. One of the guys said, the announcer said, well, since it's Columbus Day today, we're going to play Santa Lucia. And then John Hartefella, we almost lost WSVL. John Hartefella from New York one time, that guy that said Shelby Plazer. You remember him? And he was...
Swineford, he said Swineford.
It's Swineford, just Swineford Lumber Company. He was great. Remember that guy that called John on the radio during the emergency, and the snow emergency, and said, I'm out of cigarettes and beer. Would you have somebody go get me a six-pack? Yeah, but the best one was this guy from New York. It was this time of year when the tornadoes all come up. He said, today there was spotted over, no, he said there was a funeral cloud spotted over Dubuque, Iowa. We almost lost it on the radio. I couldn't be
We're at that particular point in time that if you feel you have to leave, why, go right ahead. And,
Some of us that are older do.
2 3/4 minutes, it says, in your program, if you'll note carefully, and I'm sure that we will be extended that courtesy by our guest here this evening. And I know you've all been anxiously awaiting hearing from this gentleman. John, it's finally your turn. John Hartnett.
Thank you very much. Really am touched. I believe if Evan Bayh were an American citizen, he'd send me one too. I noticed two things, that the telegram was collect, and the letter from Senator Lugar had only 22 cents on it. I noticed all my friends left out my war record. During the Korean War, I hid out in a cellar of a South Korean family. Unfortunately, this was in Detroit. The MPs got me and I was court-martialed. Somebody referred to the mask I wear. I'm allergic to typing. I'm allergic to work and to typing. And one day somebody said there's a young lady who wants to be interviewed for the secretary's job. And I just typed along and I said, I think I'll go out and talk to her. And I still had my surgical mask on. And I walked out and I said, can I help you? And she grabbed her purse and her coat. We haven't seen her since. I'm sure she thought she was going to have a physical. I thought maybe progress might stop whenever I retired, but I understand that the chiropractor, Dr. Ewing, and the funeral director, Carmody, got together. So if Roger Ewing makes a crunch and doesn't work, you can just send the body over to Carmody Funeral Home. Charles Hartman is Exchange Club. Charles, I tried to sell him some. We sold you some advertising time, didn't you? I think that your wife, Ileana, said, why don't we have a raffle? And somebody said, well, that would be a dead giveaway. I am impressed by all of it, except the picture, and it was apparently, I think somebody told me, a police artist? A composite picture of a rapist? He was like that, yeah. Who described this artist, or me, to the artist? I don't know, but I want to save that picture. I like to have them all back, please. Nancy Reagan, I think it's just a marvelous connection here between my wife and Nancy Reagan, because, well, my wife could have taken Nancy Reagan's place. Nancy Reagan says, learn to say no. My wife's been saying no every night. For the last... I thought I would fool her one time. I got 2 aspirin, put in the table, a glass of water. Put it in the night. She came out of the bathroom all washed up. I said, hey, here's 2 aspirin and a glass of water. She said, I don't need that. I don't have a headache. I said, good. John Bremer and Beth Bremer, 2 lovely neighbors.
we get serious at times. We were talking about the TV, the evangelicals and congregations and ministers and their duties, and conversation came up, who bears the greater responsibility, the clergy or the congregation? You have the congregation and the clergy. And John showed me a book, Should Ministers Do More to Lay People? I was at a convention up in Chicago, at the Hilton, Lovely Hilton. We were up on about the 15th floor, and my wife and I were going to go out for dinner that evening. And a man always gets ready before his wife, and so I said, honey, I got about 15 minutes. I'll go downstairs and just walk around up and down Michigan Boulevard there. So I did, and one of the ladies of the evening approached me, and she's tapping the shoulder, and she said, hey, how about a party? I don't go in for that stuff. I'm not one to go in for that stuff. So I said, how much? She said, $40. I said, no, $15. So I went back upstairs, got my wife, and I came down, walked along Michigan Boulevard. I felt a tap on my shoulder. It was the same street walk. He said, see what you get for $15?
It's a pretty good story.
Jim told you about that request program to sing. His was the only request. I don't know. I admit I was late because people said that tra-la-la. That was the best musical program we had. It's tough to be serious at any time because I don't believe in stuff-shirtism, and I think that you know, you have a victory in a football game or a basketball game or something, next time you might lose. You have to keep a certain balance, a certain perspective, but it was in 1960, October the 5th, when I came in and didn't know very many people, and thank the good Lord for all the people who did work, and I owe more to you than the community owes to me. I've got to tell you that. I just cannot possibly say enough about the cooperation. And I just want to say thank you. A lot of people have asked me, am I going to stay in Shelbyville or not? I have just signed a contract with the giant restaurant enterprise. And you'll be hearing about it shortly, and I do hope that you will frequent this particular restaurant. If it's warm in here, if you want to take your coats off, you are welcome.